YouTube, what a quan. It's Kartosov here, Tarot Reader Psychic Media, 15, 16 years. Do not let people gaslight you out of your boundaries. I just made a video. It's happy full moon, by the way, because it is the full moon is in Virgo at the moment in Vedic astrology. It's all about being able to see the truth, seeing what is hidden, seeing the purity and the undilutedness of things. Virgo energy is Virgin energy. So yeah, it's one of those. I was talking on Facebook about the fact that the mind is very clever. And some people really identify with those higher energetic centers and can get lost in psychology and trying to understand what the brain is doing, and they don't understand the spirit and the soul. So when somebody has a lot of trauma or a lot of pain, the mind creates all of these very clever uh, protective mechanisms to keep oneself safe. False identities, masks. Then what can happen is, the mind has to justify that those stories and those lies and that narrative. And if you're not careful, that person then projects that out because obviously, it's an act of self love to keep oneself safe within that way. But it gets to a point where that is no longer beneficial or helpful for that person. And so they need to destroy that sense of self. But that creates, a complete fear because you're letting go of a security. So what can happen is that rather than that person destroying that within themselves, they can project that outwards onto somebody else in order for that to then be forced back for them to look at to break them out of the masking that they are in. To be on the receiving end of that is very, it's not a nice space to be. I have experienced it, and it's one of those things, working with that in a professional setting is one thing, when that oversteps your boundaries and your personal life and starts to infringe upon your spirit and your soul, boundaries need to come in very strongly because otherwise that person's projection, it becomes like a spell work cursing. You are put under this veil of that person's energetic illusion and their narrative, and you lose your damn mind. The CIA have done studies on how to, gaslight. It comes from a knowledge. What's the word? From the studies and the research that Freud was doing, and he was very corrupt actually. But yeah, how can you push a narrative onto people and make them believe and exist under the illusion that you want them to exist under? So we have it collectively, we can have it personally, but we have to stay true. The moon in Virgo, finding and seeing truth, purity, what is real, not lies. Virgos don't like lies. I've got 4 placements in Virgo. I don't like lies. Don't like liars. So that's that. If you have been the victim of psychological manipulation and abuse, reactive abuse, which I have, and I have in the last 2 to 3 years, um, you know, from somebody who was very clever at masking, not really not okay, actually. Um, you know, I send a prayer to you and love because I understand these things, people that are in that much pain can really come in and try to destroy your whole entire life. And it's really quite awful. They're very good at at shifting and spinning narratives and stories, playing the victim. So yeah. If anybody wants to work with me, KyleTreslove.com. If you want to give for these videos, PayPal at Kyle Treslove. Like I will always say, remember, all is good, all is good, all is love. Till we connect again soon in a wonderful, beautiful bit.